Welcome to Sand Shark Bites. This edition is with Coach Jay Harris. Welcome, Jay.
Thank you.
Wanted to talk about the big game coming up. Got the Keiser team coming in, which is ranked number 1 in NAIA nationally. So what are you thinking about that?
Matt has a fantastic program. He's done an amazing job. He's always in the top 10. I don't think they've lost or tied to anyone outside of Southeastern in, 5 to 7 years, something like that, within the conference. I mean, Keiser and Southeastern, but Keiser obviously, seem to have a stranglehold on this conference. It's going to be an extremely tough game. He's built the program up. They have a certain way of playing. Anyone who comes in really is just transitioning into a built system. So, as tough as that may be, I'm confident in what we're able to do, and I know we can cause them problems. It's just about us making sure we eliminate some of the small mistakes we make and being clinical in front of goal.
Yeah. So recently, this game Saturday will be your third top 20 ranked team. Of course, this is number 1. Yes. But so what are the challenges of playing nationally ranked teams for our team?
The biggest challenge is always going to be when you make a mistake, they're able to be clinical and transition in moments where you make those mistakes and make you pay for them. Against other teams, you can make those mistakes and recover, and you don't get punished. Against top-ranked teams, they know how to find your weaknesses and make you pay for them. And obviously for us, we've done extremely well against the 2 ranked teams we've played. Our possession was extremely good against them. Our chances, we created more chances against both teams, not just 20, 30-yard shots outside the box. We created legitimate goal-scoring opportunities, more shots on target. We just wasn't clinical. And against good teams, if you don't do the right things in the most critical part of the field, which is in that final third when you get opportunities, and defensively, you're always going to struggle. And quite honestly, it happened against Johnson and Wales, but against top teams, it's imperative you do the right things in those parts of the field to limit your chances. Obviously, giving up poor goals and not scoring chances that you create that are harder to come by against top teams.
So what are the benefits of playing nationally ranked teams?
It exposes your biggest weaknesses. Obviously, it humbles you a little bit too, that you might think you can compete with them and do well, which I thought and I still think we can do, but obviously it means you've got to go back and do a little bit more work on the training field and come back stronger. So that's why tomorrow, Saturday, will be a big challenge for us. I think obviously Keiser and maybe William Carey are probably a step ahead of everyone nationally. So it's really going to be a tough game. But, I enjoy the challenge, and, you put it in the girls' hands when they step on the field, and I'm confident that they can execute in what we're doing. If we really just put together and play both sides of the ball and execute, it can be a really competitive game.
Yeah. I think it's awesome that you're showing the girls some of the best teams in our region and then nationally, and so that presents challenges, but it also creates dreams. And so I think that's a great coaching tactic. So what happened at Johnson and Wales this last game?
It's a pretty similar story as my Methodist and a bit of Gwinnett, that we were comfortable, almost just too comfortable. We were creating chances, we had the bulk of possession. We just wasn't clinical in front of goal. We created more chances, we had more possession. We just didn't put it in the back of the net. And Johnson and Wales, like I said, before, they're a well-organised team. Eric has them playing a certain way. They stick to what they do. And, we made 2 terrible errors, at the back, just the mistakes. And they happen. We just got to learn from them and learn quick, because we can't let that happen again when, I'm not a coach that says, we were the better team. Listen, the scoreline says you lost 3-0, so clearly we wasn't the better team. But we done so many things that the game could have been so different. So it's really on us to eliminate those, those mental lapses that giving away, poor goals or poor penalties. And then in front of goal, really, concentrating and being able to put the ball in the back of the net, because, it was so many chances that it almost become kind of repetitive in us even missing the actual goal, not even putting shots on target. So it'll all come together. I'm not worried too much about, us missing. We'll do some drills, and I know it'll come together. It's just got to come together sooner rather than later.
Yeah. So when I was looking at some of the statistics from the last 4 games, I noticed that in all but one of those games, we outshot the opposition. And so that's, I think what you just talked about was right on the money.
It is. It's one thing to possess a ball, but we try to possess with purpose, and it shows, in those stats that we're creating the chances. So we're moving the ball with a purpose and getting in positions where we can score. It's just about the execution at this point.
Yeah. I think one of the challenges that we've had because of the hurricane and delays and changes in the schedule has been the fact that games are coming fast and furious, and that there's little time to recover from injuries, or even little time for recovering from playing. As we played in 6 days, we played 3 games in some of the hottest weather that we've had. So,
yeah.
Like, how do you cope with that? How do the ladies cope with that?
I literally just come in from a training session now with some of the girls, and I'm still sweating. It's hot and it's draining. But this is the climate and the location we're in. So it's no different for anyone else. Everyone has to play in this heat. You've got to adapt, and somewhat you have to maybe adapt your style a little bit to it also. So it's just the preparation, and yes, obviously the games were bunched together a little bit, probably a bit too much. We had some issues and had quite a few players out, which hurt us playing so close, which you can never foresee. So in hindsight, maybe I don't do it again, but you don't anticipate certain things happening. So you just got to roll with it, and you got to do the best you can do, make the best of what it is. So, hopefully that just prepares us down the road. If we can use it as an experience and a learning lesson, we'll be fine. But it was difficult. We've had a week between Johnson & Wales and Keiser, and then it's really, all out. Yeah. Wednesday, Saturday, and I think we're ready for that.
Good. One of the things that I noticed when I looked at the schedule again is we've played 8 games and only one of them has been a home game. So lots of travel involved. And part of what I wanted to do is to present you and the team with an award.
Well, thank you so much,
So
Jim.
maybe you could read what it says on it.
It says USCB Women's Soccer Road Warriors Award, 14 days, 4 matches, 2,500 plus miles, 40 hours on the bus, welcome home. It's probably more than 40 hours, quite honestly.
Yeah, that was a low estimate.
18 hours just to Miami. So nearly half. It's probably more like 60. Yeah. But, look.
That's why the plus is on there.
Yeah. It's draining, honestly. With the hurricane, I had to reschedule, and you have limited opportunities to schedule with teams because everyone's set in their schedule already. So we was fortunate enough to get those games. Was it close? Is it closer than what I wanted? Yeah, it is. I typically don't play a day with a day's rest, but in this situation, the opportunity arose, and we decided to take it. But it is extremely taxing. Even going to Francis Marion 2.5 hours when you've already done those 2 games was hard. And Miami, that's no excuse. We had a week, and we should have done enough to get a result. So, but you know, when you're traveling so far, it is taxing. It's an added thing you have to account for and prepare for.
Yeah. So why don't you show that to the camera there so the folks can see. So I'm hoping you can share that with the ladies before the match this Saturday.
We'll get that to them.
Yeah.
It'd have been nice to get a win or two. But, you know,
I know,
that's the way
but
it goes.
all the more reason why, at least recognizing the pain and suffering that was gone for these games. I think
thank you so much.
is
We
an important
appreciate
thing.
it.
So upcoming home games, we've got two this next week or so. So Saturday, we're playing number one nationally, the Keiser Seahawks, and that's scheduled for noon at Finland. And then on Wednesday, we have the Warner Royals coming in, and that's also, I think, a 12 o'clock, a noon kickoff. So check out the website about the schedule, and hope to see some fans come out to see the number one team in the country get beat by the Sand Sharks.
That's the plan.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you.